Call the meeting to order. We stand for the pledge of allegiance, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Put your mic.
Table. It's Mr. Carpenter, 6:35, he's right.
That's up to you.
Your turn.
I mean, he's 4 minutes early? He's been early all his life.
I'd like to thank the board for allowing me to be here tonight. I'll keep it as short as possible because I know you have a full agenda.
No, we're just waiting for you, that's all.
Well, that's great. This is the easiest way for me to address the residents of Granby, the businesses of the town. It's through the board and through GCAM. After several months of being dragged to calls for some dirty work from my older brother Bruce and my next door neighbor Dennis Smith, I was finally old enough to join the Granby Fire Department in February of 1981. I served as a call volunteer, appointed a lieutenant, became an EMT, started covering some day shifts for those that needed a day off, worked a regular part-time shift, and eventually became full-time. I still probably have my first badge. That should have been a warning, because like everything else, the town of Granby is misspelled. And with any job, from employee side or employer side, it has not always been easy. However, I would never do this for any other town, as I've always enjoyed Granby. Many residents have told me stories of my family from before I was even born. My father's time here on this board, my mother's contributions into the beginning of what is now the Council on Aging, and getting the kindergarten started here in town, and that of my late brother, who passed away when I was only 3. Unfortunately, my health turned on me just a couple of years ago. This past year, I spent more time out of work than I have been at work. And I appreciate the town's consideration, concern, and assistance during this time. I am sadly now out of time and I have no choice but to retire. This Wednesday at 12 noon, after 38 plus years, I'll take off this uniform that I've worn proudly and have been an honor to wear, and I'll become a former member of the Granby Fire Department. My wife, my children, and I thank you all for allowing me to be part of this team for these many years. And with that, gentlemen, and to the town of Granby, I thank you very much.
It's been an honor.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Todd. Hey, we'll find an R for you, how's that?
Thank you.
Does the board wish to say anything to
Two in one
Mr.?
day. Hard to take.
Do you wish to say anything to the audience?
He got up and left.
Well, he's still here,
Oh,
you
okay.
know.
Before you leave, Todd,
Yes.
how many years have you have been?
I joined in February of 81, that makes 38
38 years.
years.
Thank you for your service. It's been an honor having you in this town. I know the work that you've done has made this town a better town. And we're certainly going to miss you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to miss being here.
Don't be a stranger.
And strength for my whole life, what's your change?
No, not stranger. There's an R on there. That's the R I'm going to give you. How's that?
There's a difference now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Shall we go to Dufresne's is Redford? Sure.
If you want, we can, it's up to you.
Might as well do that one.
All right. I have 2 rentals. The first one is for June 29, 2019. It's a graduation party, arriving 11 a.m., departing 6 p.m. Liquor, not at this time. Number of police to be signed, none. It is at the parking area lot, open field, wooded areas on either side of the open field and the pavilion. The second one we have is a graduation party for July 27, 2019. Arriving 10 a.m., departing 9 p.m. No liquor. Number of people is 200. Parking at the parking lot area, open field, wooded areas on either side of the open field and the pavilion. Those are the 2 that we have. While we're at it, we have Brenda Wishart here to continue on with the bridal shower to be held on August 24th. Liquor said not at this time, but however, I believe you are going to be doing beer and wine. Okay. Currently, everything has been completed. However, the only thing that hasn't been identified is where the beer and wine is going to be purchased. Because under Mass General Law, the ABCC, they can only purchase it from authorized outlets. And I don't know if the board wants to allow the one-day alcohol permit, pending the receipt of where the beer and wine will be purchased.
I'm fine with it. I got no problem with it. If she's wrong, her husband will arrest her.
No, he,
It's a family gathering. It's a family gathering. There'll be young kids there too. It's beer and wine. And Kathy gave us the list, so we'll purchase it from one of those places. And
Okay.
the closest one was in Chicopee, so.
okay, no, that's fine.
We're just teasing.
Great.
But I think if you're going to arrest her, you better send more than just her husband. To be honest with you.
This is a true story.
You need your lieutenant?
Yes.
So, if the board will
I'll
make a motion to authorize the one-day liquor permit for the bridal shower on August 24th, 2019.
You want to read it since you got it down there, Glenn, or you want me to go from there?
I usually don't name the names of the people.
Check the answer.
Huh? You can if you want to. I choose not to.
So we're looking to approve a one-day liquor license from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on the date of August 24th, 2019 for a function of a bridal shower with approximately a maximum of 80 people to attend. Large pavilion, gazebo, open field in front of the gazebo at Dufresne Park. That's the motion.
I will second Glenn's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
At the end of Dufresne Rentals, right?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're all set.
Great. Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night.
All right.
Yeah.
The next thing I have is I did get a hold of the architect, Roy Brown, for the high school roof project. We did talk, and the proposed price for the contract that I'm bringing to the board is $69,000. When you look at the guidelines issued by the state for this type of a project for $1 million, the price of the architect's fee should be between 7.2 and 7.5, because we're doing both a roof and a ventilation project. So this is at 6.9, so I would like permission of the board to be able to enter into this contract with Roy Brown Architect so that we can start moving forward on the design phase for the high school roof replacement project. High school roof ventilators and removal of the skylights.
Yeah, I'm just writing it down. I'm gonna make a motion that we enter into a contract with Ray Brown Architects for the amount of $69,000 for the repair of the junior, senior, and high school. Sorry, not repair, but the new roof for the junior, senior, high school. Also the ventilation.
Ventilators, roof ventilators, and the removal of the skylights.
I will second Glen's motion.
All in favor? Aye.
I'm gonna abstain. That was on the committee.
Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen. I don't know if you want to go with the other, or do you want me to go through one other item that I have?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay. It has to do with a letter requesting bags for a gold award for the Girl Scouts. There was a letter dated March 1st from a Girl Scout. Basically, they wanted to do a cleanup, have Granby citizens pick up litter in the town, and plan to run the event near Earth Day. The concern I have with the letter was that she mentions that Ann Cody has spoken with Dave DeRozier and myself, who have suggested the use of blue bags as a way of disposal. Miss Cody never spoke to me. I have a concern with that, to be honest with you.
Is that from last year?
That was last year for the silver award. This was never, but I brought that to the board when she spoke to me to get permission. This comes completely out of the blue. Granted, I would still support it because it's a gold award for the Girl Scouts, but there's still a procedure. She can't, Miss Cody can't say she spoke to me 2, 3, 4 years ago and say it's still good, because it may not be good at this point in time. That's all I'm saying is this. I usually bring stuff to the board to get their approval because there's a cost to the bags. We pay for the bags. Then we get reimbursed as people use them, so. Plus, I think last year we wanted to know what areas they were targeting. We don't know what areas they targeted on this. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not against it.
Yeah.
I just think the procedure should be, it comes in front of the board. And I would like to have, actually, the person who wrote the letter come in and present it to the board. Okay? Because that way the board can support the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts, whoever wants to do it, to try and get their award from regional, national, state organization. That's all. It's just a procedural thing I think we should follow in the future to turn around in while we're supporting it. Just
Do we have something that is in formal writing? So if someone wishes to request, certain things like that there's a,
it's basically,
is there something for them to follow so they know how to put everything in?
Just put it in a letter format, address it to me, and I'll bring it forward to the board. I usually do. Okay?
You have in the past.
Okay, and I'd rather do it that way. That way, it gives them some, I don't know what I want to call it, FaceTime publicity for the program to get people to try and agree to it, because I hate to have people think that we're just giving bags out without someone coming forward and saying why we're giving bags out. That's my only concern, is because there is a cost, and if people don't agree with it, we may need to have to worry about the board taking a little bit of heat from the residents, giving away bags to programs that they don't feel are worthwhile. That's all. Just a little thought, that's all.
I think if, it's my personal opinion, I think if anybody wants to donate their time and go around town and pick up litter on their own time, I have no concerns with the town paying for blue bags for them. I think it's someone donating their time for a worthy cause such as that the only thing that does is better the town. I don't see an issue with it. But we should have a way so people can formally request it, as you said.
And that's all I'm saying. I just, I don't know how the other two board members feel, but it's just,
In the past, anybody would come to us making a request of that nature. Well, it's certainly not going to, not be in favor of the circumstance, just be able to, give them their just due on camera and, make sure that, give a little bit of detail for us, what streets they might be targeting and stuff of that nature. And, in front of my house, pick up some litter. But no, I'm all for it. Just I think that, the procedure should be, is in the past, followed, that's all.
because, what we did last year, we got the names of the people who got bags, and we sent a thank you note to them. We recognized them for their efforts. It's just things of that nature that we try and do to recognize the efforts of people, That's all.
I have no problem with it at all. The only concern that I have and that's why we should have a mechanism to do it, is those bags do cost the town money, and we should have some way of accounting for the people, how we spend their money. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, that's it. Okay. I'm all set.
I'll move on to our department reports.
Kathy, did any department response or reports of correspondence come in after I finished reading today?
Yes, the fire department.
Okay, thank you.
First item's on the bottom.
Isn't that the norm? You're welcome.
Chris, did you order Kathy's nameplate yet?
I'm still pulling some of the daggers out of my back from the last meeting, so.
All get set and ready. Coming your way.
Jay, are we going to have her sit at the table next to you?
She's always welcome to sit next to me, and I can learn to be better at what I do.
Don't say anything I'm gonna have to duck for, okay?
I was asked a question, and I'm just giving her credit for what she does, and she makes everybody better for what she does. Like I get her little notes like today and stuff like that.
Anybody here for that? The coffee or a cop for the senior center? For the seniors that happened last week? Last Thursday or Friday? No.
I wasn't either.
Well, if I was here, I would know you weren't here.
Okay.
Yes.
So, no, I wasn't here.
I was just wondering how it went.
I heard it went very well. Should have coffee with the highway superintendent.
Not the town administrator.
Huh?
Not the town administrator. It'll be a lynching at that point. There'll be rotten tomatoes brought in.
Is that all?
Make spaghetti sauce.
I'll make a motion, we approve and accept the departmental reports.
I haven't seen the fire department yet. Kathy said that's the only one I missed from today. I read them all earlier today, but that guess hasn't come in yet. The one dated 30 April? Okay, because I see it's crossed off, that's why I asked. Okay.
Yeah, it always does that.
What is it? Is it the date or? What's
What it's basically saying, yeah, this is to the treasurer,
Yeah.
and then it's supposed to be the date of the
Okay.
warrant, which would be 5/3, it just overwrites
Overwrites.
to the treasurer,
Okay.
authorizing the treasurer to pay said bills.
Did they ever resolve the issue on engine number 3 and purchase the mini pumper? Is that all the price all agreed upon and on order now?
What was the issue with engine number 3 you're thinking of?
Because you, the fire chief, came back to us, because they had that demo model, that we couldn't get the demo model because it had too many options, so we had to get another one.
We have signed for delivery of the mini pumper for July.
And that's the demo model with the extra stuff? or-
No, this
It's
was.
regular
this-
production model?
This was another one. The one with the demo model had too many features and exceeded our budget.
Right, that's why I was wondering what the status of it was.
Right, no. We have another one that is on the line that will be delivered first or second week of July, I believe.
Oh, that'd be way ahead of the 2-year time frame originally.
Okay. And yes, engine number 3 is being traded in. I believe we're getting like $65,000 for the trade-in. So,
That's pretty good. Is that what we thought it was gonna be? Is that the-
originally, I think they were looking at 48,000.
Okay.
And when the guy came and looked at it, he said as long as it passes, when we trade it in, as long as it passes the pressure test on the pump and can be put a sticker on for inspection purposes, he'll give us the 65,000 for it.
Yeah, that was the one that we repaired with cylinder number 5.
It cost like 14,000 to replace the cylinder in it, I think it was.
I read the one I was missing. And I asked what I had. You want to keep your motion or make a new one, Glenn?
No, I'll keep the motion as.
Okay, then I'll second Glenn's motion as read.
All in favor?
Aye. And Jay, just so you know. With the fire department, remember you asked about the CAFR system?
Yes.
Compressed air foam system?
Number 2 is out.
Right. The knuckle got repaired, but then they found out it was the PTO.
Yeah, that you told us that last meeting.
Okay,
The power
so-
takeoff is still off on it.
So
So if we need foam, we still got to get from another town or Westover or something.
I think they have a way of, they have like a T connection that they can put something, one end into a foam bucket
Anything's
and
possible.
then be able to generate foam that way. It won't be a compressed air foam,
Oh.
but it will be through a water type of system.
When it was discussed before, it says we didn't have any foam capability, we'd have to get mutual aid.
But they do when I talk to them even more about it, so,
Okay,
okay?
yep.
We make a motion that we sign and approve maintenance warrant fiscal year 19, numbers 66 and 67.
I will second Glenn's motion.
All in favor? Aye.
my favorite.
Yep.
Are these all for charter days?
Except for Joyrides, that's Happy Days.
One in there for Dennis. Oh, okay. Okay, see what's right here. You're welcome.
Okay. We have some common vic licenses. First one is for Joyrides LLC, does business as Happy Days Family Fun Spot, 172 West State Street, Granby, Mass. 01033. This will expire on December 31st, 2019. I'll make a motion that we approve the common vic license for Joyrides LLC, that does business as Happy Days Family Fun Spot, 172 West State Street, Granby, Mass. 01033.
I will second Glenn's motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you, sir. We have a common vic license for Taco Wagon, Carroll Street, 37 Maple Springs Drive, Rutland, Mass. 01543. It's for Dufresne Park. This will expire on December 31st, 2019. Is that for charter day? 'Cause I know one says,
Yeah, the taco truck is
okay,
Charter Day.
because I know one says charter days, and the other one doesn't. Okay, so that one's for charter days. I'll do the other ones that are for charter day as well. It's a common vic license for Dean Elliott, does business as Dino's Concession, hot dogs and hamburgers and french fries, 67 Jackson Street, Northampton, Mass. 01033. For Dufresne Park, down in Granby. It'll expire on December 31st, 2019. We have common vic license for Scott Moore, who does business as Bruiser's Barbecue, 125 College Street, South Hadley, Mass. 01075. For the same, Dufresne Park, Town of Granby Charter Days. It will expire on December 31st, 2019.
That one, is that the
Yeah.
Ernie?
Right, that's not, okay, right. So those are the three. I'll make a motion that we approve the common vic license as read.
Second, Glenn's motion is read.
All in favor?
Aye. Did that go down with that?
They signed it in the right place.
No, I said over and went down with a tag on it, but didn't go back with one.
Still signed it in the right place.
For our last common vic license, it is for Bitter Days Herbals on 181 West State Street, Granby, Mass. 01033. It's going to expire December 31st, 2019. I'll make a motion to approve for Bitter Day Herbals, 181 West State Street, Granby, Mass. 01033 for common vic license.
I will second Glenn's motion as read.
All in favor?
Aye.
Happy Days Entertainment License.
We have an entertainment license for live entertainment consisting of karaoke DJ, small bands at 172 West State Street for no later than 10 p.m. Cruise nights on Wednesday only for Joyrides LLC, does business as Happy Days Family Fun Spot at 172 West 8th Street, Granby, Mass. 01033. I'll make a motion that we approve the entertainment license for Joyrides LLC, does business as Happy Days Family Fun Spot, 172 West 8th Street, Granby, Mass. 01033.
I will second Glenn's motion.
All in favor?
Aye. I'll also note that it does expire, as the other ones did, on December 31st, 2019.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
With the town meeting, first half of the town meeting coming up on May 13th, we now have to assign who's going to be presenting what articles at the special town meeting and the annual town meeting from the board. Under the special town meeting, I presume it's going to be a planning board member or the chair who is going to be presenting these?
Yes.
Is it going to be you or?
Either myself or the vice chair, Jim Crockett.
Okay. So that'll be Article 1, Article 2, Article 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
That's on the special town meeting.
That's the special town meeting. It'll be either Glenn or Jim Tromke,
I was put down planning board.
okay? Article number 8 for the prior year bill for the Granby Public Schools. I believe the school should present that article.
I concur.
Is that what the board desires?
I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the school or the school committee?
Well, usually it's Emery who does it, but I just say the school committee, so someone
Okay,
from,
yeah.
a member of.
Okay.
Then on the annual town meeting, we will be going through articles up through Article 11. Article 1, basically saying how the meeting's going to be conducted. And we're going to deal with Articles 2 through 11 on, or 2 through 11 on May 13th, and 12 through 39 on June 10th. Who wants to present that article?
Well, I can present that.
Article 2, to hear reports of town officers.
Oh, I got the energy and the economic development. If you want to give me the whole thing, I just do
You
those
want,
two.
you want to do that? You want to do that? That's up to
Yeah,
you.
I got 2 to do anyway, so I mean, it's no big deal, as far as I'm
Okay.
concerned.
Article 3 is to conduct, for the select board to conduct certain activities for 2020.
Yeah, since that mainly concerns me at this point, why don't I do it?
Article 4 is to set the compensation for the cemetery commissioners, board of assessors, board of health, and planning board. Okay. Article 5, for the Conservation Commission, be able to charge a fee of $65 per inspection.
You gonna have somebody from the Conservation Committee, or?
They usually don't show up.
Okay. I just asked, because we're trying to, do the other committees.
Oh, yeah, I
think-
agree.
I think we
agree,
should
but-
give the other committees more exposure, more involvement.
But they usually don't show up, and I don't want to rely on someone who I don't think will be there.
Okay.
Steve, you want to present that since you're already up there?
Yeah, I'm already up there, might as well.
This is falls almost the same.
Okay, Article 6 is regarding perpetual care. Usually we get Kevin Brooks from the Cemetery Commission to present this.
Yeah, he usually does.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I'm just saying, he usually attends. We'll ask him on Friday, verify that he's going to be there on Friday. So, to authorize the revolving funds for the next fiscal year.
I can do that. Let me go back up.
Article 8, to authorize us to be able to enter into intermunicipal agreements in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 40, Section 4A.
I'll do that one.
Article 9 is usually done by Al Bale of the Personnel Board. That's to create a new Appendix D for the compensation plan. Article 10 are regarding automatic sprinkler systems. I think the fire chief should probably present that one.
Either that or the building inspector.
I would do, because it talks about,
Yeah, it's fine.
it's more fire than, I
Right,
think.
but I'm saying either one.
I'm going to say fire chief.
Okay.
Article 11 regarding the appointing of board members to committees under their control.
Yeah, if you want, I'll do that one, because that's mainly concerns me too.
And Article 11, which is fire permit fees, I usually do the fire chief on that one.
Yeah, Article 12.
Yep. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, charter date contracts. 4. Do you want me to have you hand you these one at a time on the contracts?
Sure.
Okay.
These are the charter day contracts.
Yep, for the upcoming charter day, yes.
We have Massachusetts Bird of Prey Rehab.
That's when they set up the booth and they usually have like an owl there, eagle, falcon, things of that
Okay.
nature. Usually just sits there and doesn't move as everybody walks by.
Well trained.
Yep.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve said contract for the Massachusetts Bird of Prey Rehab Facility for charter days.
I will second Glenn's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
There's nowhere for stuff to sign or anything, is there?
No. This is for porta potties.
All right, we have Parker's Portables LLC, Belchertown, Mass, for the porta potties.
Price is on the second page.
The total amount due will be $1,535 for charter days. Why does it say June 10th through June 16th? Oh, that's when they can leave them there that long? Okay. We'll drop them off and pick them up.
Yep.
Okay. That's for 2 standard portable restroom units, 7 standard portable restroom units, 1 handicap accessible restroom unit, 2 additional cleanings of portable restroom units on Wednesday, June 12th, and 2 additional cleanings of portable restroom units Friday, June 14th. It's all included in the total price of $1,535. So I'll make a motion that we approve contract with Parker's Portable LLC of Belchertown, Mass.
I will second Glenn's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Trackless train.
Trackless train, I saw that. That looks neat.
Is it?
Yeah, that looks, I saw some pictures of it. Looks nice. So, enter into a contract for the town of Granby, trackless train rental contract. It's for, trying to figure where they're from. It's from Holland, Vermont, is that right? No. Holland, Vermont, 05830. I'll make a motion that we enter into a contract with Trackless Train rental contract of Holland, Vermont, 05830. It looks like the Trackless Train will charge a fee of $3 for each rider for the train.
I second Glenn's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Fireworks.
Ooh, fireworks, yes. I'll make a motion that we enter into a contract with American Thunder Fireworks, 196 Park Street, North Reading, Mass. 01864, for fireworks for charter days. Day of display is 6/15/2019, with a rain date of 6/16/2019. Time will be at 9:30 p.m. The total amount for the display is $6,000. I'll make a motion that we approve that contract.
I will second Glenn's motion.
All in favor?
Aye. Oxen Pull event.
If you read the second page, it gives it better.
Okay. So it's a contract with JG Austin Services of 378 West Street, Belchertown, Mass. Their company will provide equipment and staffing to conduct the oxen pulling event on Saturday, June 15, 2019. Equipment provided will prep area, load and unload drag of concrete blocks for the competition. We also are responsible for the judging of the event. The total amount is $1,200. Look at that. What's the event? What is it?
Oxen pull?
Yeah.
You bring in a team of oxen and you try and pull the
Pull blocks.
cement blocks
The furthest distance?
a certain distance.
Okay.
Yep, and the sled.
All right. I'll make a motion that we approve to enter into said contract with JG Austin Services.
And interesting, that's a very well-attended event.
Yeah.
Yep, that and the tractor pull.
Yeah.
I will second Glenn's motion.
All in favor?
Aye. I don't think I've ever seen it. I've seen the tractor pull. I've never
Yeah,
seen that.
actually, I came down one time just
Yeah.
to see the oxen pull. It was interesting.
I'm gonna make it a point to see it.
Yeah, it was interesting. They do it at the end of the parking area. So, in the parking area at the far end. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You definitely can find out what time it's at. So this is
go on the Charter Day webpage
Website?
and you'll see it.
I'll find it. I'll be volunteering, so I'm sure I can ask someone. They'll tell me. Contract to provide sound reinforcement for Granby Days. So I must have Granby Charter Days in Granby, Mass, June 14th, 15th, 16th of 2019. Who's this with?
That's Pro Sound Reinforcement is the name of the company.
Okay.
And they do the sound for all the band performances.
Okay.
Okay.
So sound reinforcement for 3 days for the 2019 Granby Charter Days. Event is a flat fee of $1,900. The contract will take place on June 14th, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. June 15th, time to be determined, to 11 p.m. and June 16th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'll make a motion that we enter into a contract with.
Pro Sound.
Well, that's it.
Where is it? Where's the company's name? I know it's Pro Sound Reinforcement that we deal with. Doesn't say, doesn't get the actual name of the company, but that's what we've used for the last umpteen years.
Okay. So if it is Pro Sound, that's who we're under the contract with. The total amount of $1,900 as read.
I will second Glenn's motion as read.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Surprised I don't have the name anywhere on that.
But the band one.
All right, this is to enter a contract with the Crawl Daddy Mushroom Band. We'll play from 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. for a total amount of $400 on Saturday, June 15th, 2019. I'll make a motion that we enter into a contract with the Crawl Daddy Mushroom Band for said time and play for the amount of $400.
I will second Glenn's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Another band.
I'll make a motion that we enter into a contract with Moose and the High Tops. They will perform at the 2019 Granby Charter Days on Saturday, June 15th, from 8 p.m. to closing. with a 20-minute break for fireworks at 9 p.m. The performance will happen, rain or shine, unless canceled by Granby Charter Days Committee. The total amount is for $800. I'll make a motion, we enter into a contract with Loose and High Tops for said performance on Charter Days.
I'll second Glenn's motion as read.
All in favor?
Aye. I'll make a motion that we enter into a contract with the Side Effects, classic rock, blues, dance music for their performance at Granby Charter Days on June 16th, 2019, for the hours of 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Setup time from 11:30 to 1 p.m. for a total amount of $400. So I'll make that motion that we enter into contract with the Side Events as read.
I will second Glenn's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Go on, Jim.
Like that. I'll make a motion that we enter into an entertainment engagement agreement with Have Alligator Will Travel for Granby Charter Days for June 14th, 15th, and 16th of 2019 for a total amount of $2,000. Take that of a wildlife show and display. So I'll make that motion that we enter into contract as said read for Have Alligator Will Travel for a total amount of $2,000.
I will second Glenn's motion as read.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sounds like it should be a concession stand.
Trace.
There is a contract here, but I have a
Concern over it, but this is for the truck pull contest. On page 1, it reads $5,000. If you read the two payments that are to be made, one is for $2,250 and the other one is for $3,250. That's $5,500.
I can tell you the reason for that. Originally, it was $5,500. That included the Granby street stocks as far as pulling it, and then the Charter Day Committee says they didn't have that much money, so the truck pulling people changed it to $5,000 to eliminate the street stock class. But if the Charter Day Committee is able to raise the additional $500, they would like to do it. I'm not saying the contract is right. I'm just telling you that's the information as I know it.
but I have a problem.
You are correct.
That we're agreeing to pay $2,250 now and then $3,250 at the end of the event.
That is a definite concern, but I'm just telling you where the two figures came from, so you know.
Does this need to be approved today?
No, we can do it at our next meeting on the
Yeah,
21st.
I think we should get an updated contract that has the correct
They
amounts.
come up with the additional 500, and then we do the 55.
But then the front page should read 5,500,
Yeah.
you know,
The same way when they had the last contract in here, which they made changes in
Right,
pen and ink, and I said,
all.
contract law doesn't allow that.
okay? But that's the concern I have.
Oh, it's a definite concern, yeah.
Have a
Yeah.
contract that reads appropriately.
But I just thought I'd just share the information with everybody, so everybody knows why there's a difference, and must be just an oversight on that, but that's what it is.
Well, this is the contract from the Massachusetts Truck Pullers Association,
Right.
so it just needs to be updated by them. And
Right.
is there a point where,
The
Yeah.
Charter Day Committee gonna come up with $500
Right.
more and change it to 5,500, or if they don't come up with the $500 in donations, it goes back to 5,000. That's the bottom line.
okay, so
See,
we just need to.
the concern I have though, is
The signature
payment.
page, the
Right.
signature page
Is the payment.
is the page with the payments,
That's the binding,
not the front
the
page.
binding page.
It doesn't say page 2 of,
Right, it doesn't say 1 of 2 and 2 of 2. It's just
Correct.
blank pages, and that's why I had them correct the other
Actually,
one.
it does say 102 and 202.
Oh, does it?
It does.
I missed it.
But still, the
It's a
amount.
typo that we need to
Right,
clarify.
it-
Yeah, it's a clarification. The Charter Day Committee has to clarify if they're gonna come up with a $500 donation to do the additional class or not.
Right, and I think the contract
Yep.
from them can actually read that too. If the additional $500 would warrant that, they can put that into a contract as well.
Okay, next thing before we move on to the next item was, there was a letter from the chair of the Dufresne, or the Charter Day Committee, requesting the unappointment of 2 members for lack of attendance at the meetings. However, we did receive a resignation letter from one of the members that they were talking about, asking for us to rescind their appointment.
Bless you. God bless it. So is everybody on the committee a voting member? Don't they have members that aren't voting?
They do have some, but they want to make sure they have a full slate of voting members.
Okay.
And I believe these 2 were voting members.
Do they have alternatives?
No.
So one gentleman is asking, there's a letter for him, he's gonna resign effective immediately. However, it just says to remove from the committee as a voting member. So they'll still be a member of the committee, just not a voting member?
No, I think she wants them removed, period, because they're not attending the meetings anyway.
So they can't make a quorum.
Okay?
That's the-
So my issue is
It
we
just
can,
doesn't say that, that's why
Right.
I asked, is there a difference?
I would inform her that we have received the resignation from Mr. Gillamente.
Right, Brian Gillamente.
So we would say that, seeing how we have his resignation, they can bring forth an appointment for that. I'd rather have a resignation letter from this other gentleman and not just rescind an appointment. Or either that or change him to a non-voting member, whichever way the board wishes to do it. Change his status.
Well, like I said, as I read that, it does state that a committee as a voting member. They want to remove it as a voting member, so that would make him just a member.
But the board has to be the one who has to do that. They can't do that themselves.
Can we bring that individual in and ask? I mean, there might be a situation where they've been ill or...
Well,
if
they're not responding to the chair of Granby Charter Day, I don't think they'll respond to us either. We can try sending a letter.
I'd like to send a letter
Okay.
first before we remove somebody. I'd like to, well, if they choose, they can come in and, just explain, an explanation.
Or you just send a resignation letter or a letter of why they haven't been able to attend.
Yeah, either or. I think that'd be appropriate.
But I also like to respect Crystal. I don't know if she spoke to him on the phone or in person. She says she's reached out to him several times, so I don't know what has happened. I don't know if there was actually any contact with him. Yeah, that's what I just wanted. She had actually had contact with him, and that's, then, yeah. So, but I'll make a motion that we act on Brian Gometi,
To accept
his letter, accept his resignation, effective immediately from the Charter Day Committee.
That was received by the town clerk on March 28th.
2019.
I will second Glenn's motion as read.
All in favor?
Aye. Well, for the other gentleman, I'd say reach out to Crystal, give her more information on it too, because as you read there too, does she want him to removed as a complete member or just a voting member?
What is that here? Affirm appointments.
You were up on the sidewalk earlier?
Well, what's that, Jay?
This is, those geese were up in the parking lot earlier.
This was an appointment to the Board of Registers for Gene Crosby. I'll make a motion that we appoint to the Board of Registers Gene Crosby, effective, I guess immediately, with term expiring on March 31st, 2022.
And what was the position?
She's appointed to the Board of Registers.
She's already a board registered member. I had to send out letters for Mass General Law through
She's
copies.
extending it.
Yeah, I did send it, and I didn't get anything back from either the Democratic Party or the Republican Party.
Okay.
So,
Oh, okay.
Thank you,
I will second Glenn's motion then.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I sent that one along with the other one on Taylor's, that's the one on Taylor Street. I also sent the one on South Street over to the Land Review Committee, and the chairman is trying to get them together this week to meet and go look at them and then make a recommendation.
Okay, so there's nothing to act on now. Okay. I did read the one on South Street. And the one on
So they're just
Taylor.
notifying us this time that they want them be taken out of Chapter 61A.
Yes.
Planning board will receive on conservation
Yeah.
and the assessors.
So no one's going out and,
Brian's trying to get together.
okay.
One's a solar farm and one's a residential property.
Yeah, and the board has the right of first refusal.
That's
So-
correct. Do you know, we know the assessed value on those two different parcels?
No, I'd have to get that from the assessor's office. I have no clue.
Did you get the assessed value on the one on Dickinson's farm? I was just curious to know for the amount of land, the amount of money they get, and what the assessed value of the property is.
Right, but I'm just,
We have 120
This is the
days.
official request.
Right, we have 120 days to act on it.
We have this that came in correspondence that we may want to turn over to the Land Use Committee also.
How's that,
Receipt-
landlocked?
That's the one that's landlocked behind Maximilian Drive.
Right, and the person says they had a verbal agreement with Alan Katowitz, but nothing in writing that anybody can find.
But the issue is they don't want to spend any legal fees to
To-
fight them to be able to get it.
Right.
So if,
And they don't want to pay taxes either.
right, so the issue becomes is they want to know, does the town want to take it over?
Yeah.
And my answer is, I prefer not to. If anything, they should probably offer it to McDuffie, because I think it borders their field, not the
It
town,
does.
not the town recreation field.
I think it also borders the state, if I'm not mistaken, on that Sandy Pines.
Could very well.
I think it does out there when I looked at it on the map. Yeah, I've already read these. That's why I knew what they were.
But if we got the other one going, we might as well turn this one over and let them make a determination whether or not.
Yeah, recommendation.
And we can write a letter back to them, please contact McDuffie School if we don't want it, and give them their contact information. And,
Yeah, Steve Griffin.
yeah.
He'd take it.
So does the board wish to turn that over to the Land Use Committee also?
Is that the one with the land, with landlocked? Yeah, I've already read that.
Okay.
My initials are probably on the back of it. Unless is that one of the ones I got in the emails? So I didn't initial it? Okay.
Okay, so we'll turn that over also.
Yeah, I may want to look at the Duffy one that way.
Okay.
It's their property.
There's your correspondence folder, because that's all that's in the business.
And there's nothing new in the correspondence that I haven't already read. Yeah, the 1 minute that I
I-
sent back to you, and then there's, okay.
I still have that folder right here. Well, I think you need to come on camera, because we don't want to hear the voice off camera. We want to see the face that goes with the voice.
It's the ghost.
Hey, that's not very nice of saying that about her.
No, she likes being the ghost.
Oh, okay.
She likes it that way. Out of sight, out of mind. See, if faces could tell things now on camera, everybody'd be happy.
It's just ongoing.
Yeah.
What's that one, Chris?
That's the open meeting law complaint against that zoning advisory committee for the,
That's not the Article 1, right?
no.
No.
Oh,
No, this is the second one he filed, open meeting law violation. We won't go there.
Good quality paper here.
Yeah. That was the second one, Jay, that was filed against the town. That was turned over to town council for response.
I don't remember what this violation was.
You didn't see it because it was, the committee had to meet and turn it over? It wasn't, had nothing to do with the Board of Selectmen?
Oh, that's why I don't know about it, okay. I don't know.
It was the
nothing.
second open meeting law violation complaint issued by Mr.
Okay.
Shalou against a committee.
Okay.
So the committee had to meet.
I was
And,
scratching my head, 'cause I know I read everything, and I haven't read anything about that one.
no. No.
Okay.
While Glenn's reading correspondence, we didn't have a chance to hold our Easter egg hunt for Easter because of the rain. What I was thinking is, does the board wish to try and do an Easter egg hunt event in conjunction with the Memorial Day proceedings? I hate that, I've got a ton of Easter baskets up in my office. I've got a ton of Easter eggs. I'd just like to try and have an event.
I agree. I'd like to have the event too. We have all that product stuff, but I would kind of like to still do it separate. I think Memorial Day is a special day. It is set aside for certain reasons. I think
Well,
we should.
Memorial Day is Monday, we can do it that.
Saturday or
Oh, we
something
can do
like
that
that.
weekend, yeah.
I'm just saying, in conjunction, and
Yeah, okay.
get the Boy Scouts involved, and, or the Cub
Yeah.
Scouts. Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts.
I think it's the board.
Was it the Boy Scouts who wanted to be involved with the Easter egg hunt? Cub Scouts? No.
No, there was on the Lions Club pancake breakfast, they approached me about it, and I informed Chris about it. The Boy Scouts wanted to be involved about it, and I recommended they come to the select board for the participation part and volunteer part, because I told them I couldn't make a decision on my own, it had to be before the board.
Well, I'm just saying,
Does the police department have their breakfast, their pancake breakfast?
That is during Charter Day.
Saturdays, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm just saying, that would be a Saturday event, you know, and just,
Yeah, I think the longer we hold on to the candy, I think we should.
Unless you do
Move it out.
otherwise it's gonna disappear out of the eggs.
So, yeah, I think it should work. I think we can do a day.
We could do it on Charter Day, but then you have the issue of the parking. You know, Granby
Yeah, I don't know
residents.
if I want to wait that.
Yeah, see, that's the issue I don't want to see.
Yeah.
People have to pay to bring the kid.
Especially if it gets really warm out that day.
Right.
Sun.
Right.
We could try maybe do it early that Saturday morning of Memorial Day weekend.
I'm just trying to just
Empty
get a
your
date
office.
out there. I wanna get a date out there, that's
Yeah,
all
I think
want.
we're running at date.
Because I thought about waiting till Charter Day, but yeah, you know, you got a hot sun, and
In 90-day degree.
Yeah.
And just remember, the Saturday before Memorial Day is also Yard Waste Day.
Yeah, so,
I'm just bringing it to everybody's attention so that everybody remembers, that's all. I don't have a problem either way, I'm just, we have other functions going on that day. That's all I'm just trying to say.
Well, it's a good day. Drop your yard waste off and go have an Easter egg hunt. Hey, what's wrong with
I
that?
don't have a problem either one.
I think we should just follow through with it. Just pick a day and sooner or later.
oh no, we're not doing any more rain.
No. We tried two rain dates and it didn't work.
Well, what do you think is a better day, is it Saturday or Sunday?
I would say Saturday. I would do Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times on Memorial Day, people do their barbecues family barbecues on Sunday or Monday.
Sunday or Monday,
Yeah, so I
right?
think we do it
Yeah.
Saturday morning, then we get the people out there early
Yeah.
enough. and-
So that's gonna be the 25th, I believe it is, right, Dave?
Of what? For what?
25th of May.
For what?
You want your Easter egg hunt.
I don't know. I'll look up the calendar when it comes time.
Well, I can use this right here.
Well, let's see, the 21st and 7 would be 28th,
And
28th,
27th,
27th,
28th,
26th,
25.
26th. 20, okay, 21st is, okay, the 21st is Tuesday because of the election.
Right.
Election's the 20th, yes, 25th.
Got this fancy thing here they invented sometime ago.
Yeah, I know, but he wants to do everything in his head. No, because we can't meet on Monday, the 20th, due to the election. So we're meeting on Tuesday, the 21st.
And Tuesday, the 21st, will be next selectmen's meeting.
All right, is there another day we can meet? Because I can't meet that day.
Well, the board, when does the board want to meet?
I could meet if it's an earlier meeting.
Oh, we can do an earlier
Maybe
meeting.
3 o'clock meeting.
Does the board, Jay, you available at 3 o'clock on the
21st
21st?
of May, I am available.
If not, if you want to stick with an evening meeting, I could do the 22nd.
I can do the 22nd or the 21st.
Sometimes for Steve, the later part of the week, evenings are tough, so.
They are.
So, either or, I'm open either. I guess it's just what day we all make it, so, in time.
I'm trying to go through my schedule. I'd have to check.
Okay.
Just want to send us an email?
I can't commit.
Okay.
Send us an email either way, which day or no day.
He can tell me tomorrow,
I will. That's
Hmm?
fine.
and we'll get the email out.
That's fine.
Another topic, well, I'm at it. I don't know if any of you saw Facebook over the weekend, but Lou Berry had put a email out there, or a
Oh,
posting,
about the dogs.
about the
and
dogs at Brown Ellison and Dufresne Park.
waste.
Basically, the Parks Oversight Committee, I guess, met on Thursday and made a decision regarding no dogs at Brown Ellison and leashing dogs at Dufresne Park. So I can inform the board and make it official until the bylaws are passed. The concern I have is the bylaw review committee never did anything about leashing of dogs. We have our regular dog bylaw.
Right.
And the Parks, or the bylaw committee, because I checked with Al today, and his recollection was that the regulations should match what the bylaw says, not that the bylaws should match what their regulations say for those parks. And that was concerned. So, because the problem becomes, according to Chief Wishart, is the police department cannot enforce regulations, but they can enforce the bylaw if they're named as the enforcing body of the bylaw. So what I would like to do is try and get a member from the Parks Oversight and the police chief in front of the board to try and figure out how we can go about getting this to occur.
I don't have a problem.
Okay,
Come in with their suggestions, and we'll go from there.
all right.
And that's why we have a committee for the parks, so.
Huh?
Needs to be addressed, that's all.
Okay. And then you have the minutes from April 1st and 17th. I don't think you were present on the 17th, Glenn. So you would have to abstain on that meeting.
That was that 15-minute meeting?
I wouldn't know, I was on vacation during that time.
Yeah, I think it's that's the 15-minute meeting that, to sign the MVP grant application.
I think the assistant town administrator is the one who ran that meeting, wasn't she?
Yeah, the CEO was involved.
Yeah.
Heavily.
Then Steve, Mr. DeRozier's here for your issue.
I just wait till we sign it. You can come up now.
I just want to make a motion.
Okay. Sign here. You want to make a motion? Accept that.
Oh, okay.
No, just
I will make a motion to accept the meeting minutes of April the 17th of 2019.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll abstain.
Yep. We thought you were on vacation. We know Mr. Martin was on vacation. We thought you were too.
No. At 11 o'clock in the morning, I was working.
Oh, okay. All it was a signature that we had all agreed upon already.
Previously.
Yeah.
Don't rely on that statement that that's what occurred.
I got it right here.
I'll make a motion that we approve our meeting minutes from April 1st, 2019.
Jay?
I second your motion, Glenn.
All in favor?
Aye.
I know. Oh, God. I asked Mr. DeRoche up here today because I was approached by a resident with concerns of the new library and the exiting of the new library with traffic. And I don't know, have you ever had the opportunity to exit the,
Yes.
okay, you have?
Oh, I've been in and out of the
Yeah,
library.
You guys have trucks that sit up high, but this individual had, like myself, a car that's on the lower side, and I've exited myself on several occasions, the new library, and it is a little difficult. And I asked Mr. DeRoche up here to maybe explain the reasoning behind, and I got a very good answer from both Mr. Martin and Mr. DeRoche today, Superintendent of Highways. Just give him, let him give an explanation of the reasoning of why it's difficult to get out of the new library.
Well, to go to go over a little bit of background on it, the library is located on Route 202, which is a state highway. So to do anything on the highway, you need to get a state access permit to do the curb cut, which we did when we built the library. I was on the committee for the library as well. So we submitted plans to the state. They reviewed them. However, when we were all said and done, they come in for a final inspection. They did not like some of the sight lines at that time, and we sort of agreed. There was some issues in a couple of spots where there was small outcroppings of rock ledge. At the time, we were in a dispute with the contractor over the dollar amount charged to the town for rock excavation, so we just let the contractor finish up, and the highway department, after the contractor was off-site, demoed quite a bit more rock along the front where the retaining wall is, or there is a retaining wall for the septic system on the west side of the library, looking towards the safety complex, is the biggest line of sight problem that we see. However, we demoed a lot of the rock in the state right away and on town property, but there's another hill beyond that on Mr. Gifford's property, and we couldn't do anything with that. Obviously, it's not our property. The state at that time did look at it and accepted the work that we had done as adequate. The problem lies if people are speeding on the highway, obviously. If you're going the speed limit, the sight distances are much reduced. If you're going above the speed limit at 40 or 55 miles an hour down the road, you need more sight distance because the car approaches you faster. You need to see them further away so you know you have enough time to get through. So I looked at it again when the person also approached me. I don't see much that we could do at the present time other than maybe ask the state if they could change the grades on the road and do a little bit when they redo the road in that section, which is scheduled for a few years out. That's one option. Another suggestion, you could put an advisory sign there to exit right and don't try to cut completely across, because I think it's like trying to get out of the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot via Route 202. I never do it during the daytime. If I ever go in there, personal vehicle or whatever, I will always exit the Amherst Street side. It's just crazy trying to get out because of the traffic. There's a lot more traffic on Route 202 these days than there were 20, 30 years ago. So it can get difficult at times, even to get out of West Street. I know I leave there when I leave work every day. Sometimes you sit there for 5 minutes waiting for a spot big enough to pull out. So I know it isn't perfect at the library, but it's not an easy fix other than trying to get an easement or allow permission from the neighbor to do some extra excavation in there, or if they raise the road grade a little bit, it would improve the line of sight, because you would see there's a section where the cars disappear because there's a little dip before you get to Larry Petrus's house. It comes up the hill again at his house. So if they change the gradient and the grades of the road, they could possibly improve the sight distances with that. But that's an ask we could put into Mass DOT in the future. We review the plans.
It's 2 or 3 years out anyways.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably 4 or 5. More likely.
No, it's just explore some options and see what, if at anything we can do at this particular time. But I mean, if it's gonna be 2 or 3 years out, Mass DOT, we need to actually do a lot of talking with them.
We're gonna end up doing a lot of talking with DOT as
I
we
realize.
go down 202. You wanna tell them about the other stuff, or just leave it?
Well, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's why I asked the question. I didn't say nothing.
No, I mean, just I wanted to, bring you in and let the board be aware of the situation, and
Yeah.
certainly, address the situation, that the concerns that individual had, which is actually, that is a concern.
Oh, yeah, it's a legitimate concern.
It's a legitimate-
All of these intersections on Route 202 are difficult.
Yes.
School Street, the library, West Street.
And Dave, to your point too, I'm sure when the state did their study, they do their study based on what the speed limit is.
Yep.
Yep.
So that does make, as you said, that makes a big difference when a car is doing the 35 or someone's doing 50, and they approach a lot quicker.
absolutely. I thank you, appreciate it.
It's not an easy solution, unfortunately. I mean, that's why DOT signed off on it originally. They felt we had taken all the
Adequate.
steps we could do at the time.
Bless you.
Yeah, so I can
Bless
say
you.
to people, they do feel, I don't say unsafe, but they, bless you. Sometimes when anybody coming out of any place, sometimes we gotta cross over, and it's a busy area. Sometimes you just take that right, or you just take that left to make things easier, and you kind of turn around somewhere down the road, take a side street, but,
Actually, one time I did do that.
yeah. I know,
Instead of going across my street, I took a right,
yeah.
and I just, I went around the block.
Some people do it when it just, gets busy, like you just come out of West Street or something like that, 202 is so busy sometimes. I'll just take a right and somewhere else, turn around, because sometimes it's just, I know, I live on Amber Street, sometimes that road gets awfully busy.
Hazardous.
Just try to pull out of my driveway.
Yeah.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right.
And now,
And now we have executive session.
You wanted me to update on the grant and the bonds and the stuff because of the changes
not
that
right
we're gonna
now,
have to do?
I really just want to get into an executive session and then.
I'll do, Mr. Martin and I have permission to proceed because we're gonna have to change a grant.
Let's just talk about the grant only.
Okay, I'll just do the meta grant and I'll leave everything else alone, how's that? We had a meta grant to an alternate fuel at the junior, senior high school, and we sent it out for quote, and nobody returned a quote. So we have this grant approved by Boston, but nobody's interested in doing it, so we contacted Boston and says, could we change the subject matter of the grant and keep the grant? The answer was yes, but I got to write a letter on what we agree upon. The three recommendations that the Energy Committee has for the board is we fund the study for the municipal utility company, number one. Number two, we fund a study for the fire department solar on its roof. And number three, in accordance with the Parks Department's recommendation, fund a study for Cooley Field to have a solar field installed there on the municipal property. Because we have to do something with that grant because we're getting close to the FY19. So we got to do the paperwork to redesignate the grant that we've already been approved for alternate fuel because nobody's bidding on it.
Jay, the Energy Committee, rate them in any particular order, or they just?
Yeah, the order I gave you.
Oh, they already gave us?
The order he gave us, yeah.
All right.
Because we think it'd be the best advantage to all residents if we were like the town of Ashland. The town of Ashland got 785,000 plus reduction in their electric bills in 1 year by having the municipal utility company, which we couldn't present at the February special town meeting because the article was pulled. So we would still like to fund that, but with this study for the grant, and we don't need to ask the money from the people if we got a grant. So that's will be our number one. And for number two, like I say, the fire department and the safety complex uses the second most electricity in town, with the schools being the most. And the way the fire department's roof, not the police department, faces, we could do a study to put solar on the fire department roof, make sure it's structurally sound and everything meets in with the previous warranties and everything else under it, and give an opinion to this board. And then I say the third option, which we ranked, was the Parks Committee recommendation to put a solar field on Cooley Park since nobody's using it. Shall I say, since it's so insect infested is the word that I was told, because there's so many bugs over there because of the water and the conservation land. So we'd like to move forward with that because we're closing in on the FY19, and we got to get the paperwork done. We got an Energy Committee meeting coming up in a week. So if we don't decide tonight, then the Energy Committee would have to have a special meeting after the next Select Board meeting. Or Boston doesn't really want the money back. They just assume we spend it because it's more complicated for them to take the money back.
I'm fine with the, I mean, the Energy Committee is putting the municipal electric company first. I mean, I'd be fine with that, and that's something that would, hopefully eventually, if it's, something like that happens, it'll save the taxpayers money.
That's the whole idea behind requesting to change that over, because, like I said, nobody has put any quotes in when we sent out the RFQs. Nobody's interested in the work. So I'll make a motion at this time that we take the Meta Grant, which is Municipal Engineering Technical Assistant Grant, currently assigned to the project at the junior senior high school for an alternate fuel, and Energy Committee will do the paperwork to change it to the Granby Municipal Utilities Company, so we can get that study done like the town of Ashland.
I'll second Jay's motion as stated.
All in favor?
Aye. The rest of it I can give it to you later, they're just finals, but that one had to be done.
Right now, we're
You
doing
go into
executive session under Mass General Law 38,
Section
21,
Clause
7, HIPAA.
Sexton, aye.
Shinaki,
Joyce,
aye.
aye.
Shinaki, aye.
And only to